How about my dearest YouTube friends? Today we are in a new video and we are going to talk about the 51.0 version notes belonging to the June 2025 update, which in this case arrives today. So today maybe you will have a video explaining Captain Britannia's diving, which I already have in ranks and with powder because I already had it in my account for Karina's challenge. There was, but hey, I'm already getting involved with that. Let's see, because we start friends with the new saga that we are already seeing, which is from the Fantastic Four. And what we are going to be seeing in this video are the new champions associations, the Fantastic Saga of the Force that we already have a video explaining, event mission, secondary mission, Wheel of Destiny, which is the new Everest content, Captain's Double Track event, Great Britain, Sol Barteleidol, which we already also have video, Pride event, and bug fixes and improvements. Let's start with the new champions. We are seeing that it is Pride Month, therefore, as always, they bring it. The Cabans are characters belonging to LGTBI. In the case of they bring us NICO MINORU and Carolina Dean, belonging to the Runaways, which is actually a fairly new association in Marvel, but that very few people know about them. I honestly don't know them much either, okay? Let's talk a little bit about NICO MINORU, who is a relatively normal goth teenager until and several childhood friends accidentally witnessed their parents performing a human sacrifice. With the help of the one scepter stolen from his mother, NICO and the other fugitives managed to defeat his parents. The resulting power vacuum, the angels, forced them to mature quickly and become superheroes. And then we have Carolina Dean, who after leading a relatively normal teenage life, Carolina Dean and her classmates discovered that her parents were part of an evil organization that they sacrificed to the gods to create a utopia. After fleeing and eventually dismantling the organization, the group forged their own peculiar family, doing their best to move forward into the future even as their past follows them closely wherever they go. Despite the setbacks, if the constant teen drama, Carolina uses her Danyan mage powers to make the world a better place as long as she has NICO, her friends, and the sun in the sky, Carolina will always find a way to shine. So, well, these are the two characters that Caban has brought us for this June 2025. Let's see how they perform in battle. Then folks, we have the Champions update. As I told you, Captain Britannia, they are going to redesign it, in which they are going to make it a new defensive threat in the contest with the Neuro Show. At the head of the team, similar to what our friend Onslaught has. She is also going to be more tank than ever with Safeguard now in her team. Similar to what Darphanis has, she will need much more from the attackers to defeat her. In addition, the ever-present threat of the Neuros and their more lethal than ever psionic mode means that players have to be very attentive in the way in which you respond. As an attacker, he hopes to increase a lot of passive dexterity abilities and deal massive damage from downsides, no? So I really look forward to that. The Gatorization to test this British captain to see how it works. Okay, then as we already know, we have a new saga in battle, the Fantastic Saga of the Fantastic Force. Better said, and basically because they are one of the Fantastic Four who expand their team. Dangerous contacts in superheroes, the Fantastic Four have wisely decided to expand their ranks to the Fantastic Force. Each original member of the Fantastic Four is now a team captain who runs champions and hopefully summons them to defend the superhero goddess. Research grants during the contest to redeem them for 7-star Mr. Fantastic. In this case, we already have a video explaining how to get that 7-star Mr. Fantastic for free. So if you want to know everything, I recommend that you go to the video. However, in the future, I will make another video on how to get it, updating where you can be getting all those research cards. Are those research grants worth it? Or rather, right after that, we have monthly supervision at any price. The members of the super team of Runaways, Carolina Dini, NICO MINORU, have been involved in the Champions course, far from home, and with few options they have allied with us. And a dark deal with Dormammu, will this deal be a fair exchange of power and promises? Today the H duo will encounter more than expected from the floor in at any price of monthly supervision. Let us remember that this Wednesday we have it, and that I will bring you the video of the boss fights of the characters in the Gauntlet of the Paragon as we did last month. And if I feel like it, we give that one to that Brave Gauntlet live, okay? Then we have the side missions, which in this case are going to be Vaults of Variance. That while investigating newcomers Nico and Carolina, who managed to enter the contest, Richard, you wanted to see if it was possible to recreate that mystical mix of chaos and cosmic to get out of the contest. While his findings were inconclusive, he managed to open up limited access to nearby pocket dimensions, all of which contain malignant variants of fantasy paintings. These anomalies will require thorough investigation and protection. Luckily, the summoner is on the scene to collect samples and defeat enemies. To further protect important scientific assistance, Red Richards has activated some powers from the Fantastic Forces saga for select champions. This month, many champions could receive special abilities from the adorable blue-eyed thing that we already remember that we saw in the previous video. Well, news that basically all the characters in the saga are going to have a kind of buffet in which with each stop we are going to be able to load things when we reach 3 p.m. having their leg, that we get a Fury improvement and 2 Fury improvements at most, okay? In addition, we have the completely new Everest content, which is going to be difficult content, which by the way, you can already be hiring on the WhatsApp that you have in the description so that you can already reserve the topic of this mission. The Wheel of Destiny, which is basically within the twisted confines of battle, another mission has arisen. The defenders will be familiar, but your options will be more limited between the different difficulties of the mission. The Wheel of Destiny is a challenge mission that used an upgrade on our exchange nodes. Not only will summoners have to switch champions after each match, but the champions they can switch to will be restricted by champion tags with the test, depth, and knowledge of another team on the Wheel of Destiny. So in this case, this Wheel of Fortune is giving us a 4 out of 7 star rating by doing it 100%. So friends, I recommend that you do not miss it, that you do this mission yes or yes. And if for whatever reason you cannot do it, you have my WhatsApp in the description to do it for a modest price. Okay, we continue moving forward with the news that this association brings us, and basically we have the double track event of Captain Britain, as always in all the sagas, since they bring us this double track event that will last 3 months for a value of $25. That on Wednesday I will bring you this analysis, and they are basically giving us as the final champion of this double track event Captain Britain 7 stars, which they basically tell us has been redesigned and is available for a limited time on the platinum track of a new double track event complete daily challenges. But what the repo compensates those getting Captain Britain redesigned 7 stars. Let's see how this 7-star character looks with the buff of the character that I hope he brings today. What if? Well, another day later, Tuesday for example, to see how the character has turned out both in attack and defense, but I think that as Caban says, it will be more defensive than attacking, although we will see how it develops. Okay, what else do we have, friends? Well, we have Software, the new character and idol belonging to, well, in this case to this saga, and basically I already explained in video how to get this 7-star Software in a free-to-play way, in quotes, because they have the same dynamics as with Lumatrix. Will you be able to get 8 Essences of Destruction free to play and the others? Well, in different ways I recommend that you go to the video I'm already telling you so you can see how to achieve it. However, as with Mr. Fantastic, I will make a video reminding you next month. Okay, it basically tells us that it's a new video in the contest entry. Don't miss the destroyed essence in the super world and get it during the Fantastic Four saga to exchange it for the new idol Solbart. So it seems that the character looks quite handsome. Let's see if he really has the strength expected of him. The truth is that my Lumatrix friends loved it. I also have to make a small paragraph here, and it is that the Lumatrix issue is going to end. Therefore, if you have 2 Essences of Light left, I recommend that you buy them or something like that. And if not, well, you're not going to be able to get that 7-star character. As I have already told you, the Pride event, because as it always comes, it is Pride month, and in this case, well, So Nico Minoru and Carolina Dean from Rona Wise are on their way to the pageant with their stunning Loxy Dazzling style. They are already ready for the catwalk, and you get fit and fashionable during our Pride Month event. In this case, they bring it to us with numerous missions that basically have to be using characters belonging to LGTBIY. With that, you will be able to earn points in any fight except the test ones, okay? And with that, you will earn a series of rewards including ISO, gold, crystals of the Brave of the Nexus that in the future. We will open it, so quite a few things by simply fighting specific characters with America Chavez, with Hulklin, with Kitty Pryce, with characters at the end that belong to this Pride event. Okay? And well, finally, we have to talk a little about the collections and improvements. The one that interests me the most, which I am not seeing anywhere, is Lotans. Look, Quick Stigrazo problem has been solved. Surf, okay, no Jane Foster Lotan. What interests me is when Caban is going to touch on Lotan, which in this case doesn't happen. Okay, let's remember. What they should do to Lotan is the truth. Head of the native striker special tree, nothing will be solved. The problem with banished ability is to use the description of Malstor. I want to say more things. Its function, all the special hits are infected correctly, and little more about Lotan. What interests me is when they are going to fix the problem of the D or the storm that it has. This Lotan has that at the moment. Caban is literally in mute mode. They don't say anything at all. Let's hope that they will do it soon. Well, in this case, they have told us that a past additional optimization was carried out, but we will see how this Lotal acts. So nothing, friends, because the truth is that quite a few little things come to us in this June 2025 update. Leave me the comments you think of the new characters, and especially that Wheel of Fate. So friends, I say goodbye. I hope you liked the supervision video. You are, and see you in other videos. Bye bye.